Good morning, everybody. On behalf of Mathematics Department, I welcome you all. Myself, Mr. Birajdar Balasaheb. I am teaching a course Engineering Mathematics 3 for second year students of Electronics and Telecommunication branch. In brief, I introduce syllabus of this course. Section 1 containing 3 units. Section 2 also containing 3 units. In section 1, unit 1, higher order linear differential equation. Unit 2, Fourier series. Unit 3, statistics and probability. In section 2, unit 4, Laplace transform. Unit 5, Z transform. And unit 6, Fourier transform. Now, examination scheme. There are two types of the examinations. First one, ESE, which is of 70 marks. End semester examination, which is conducted by university at the end of semester. ISE, in semester examination, it is of 30 marks, which is conducting by our college. For that we are conducting 3 tests, each of 30 marks, and at the end average of 3 test marks are considered. ICA, internal continuous assessment, it is for 25 marks. So these marks are assigned to the students on the basis of their performance throughout the semester in the form of writing the assignment, in the form of attendance, theory and tutorial, and performance of the students in modal activity. So in this session, I will start unit number 3, statistics and probability, from section 1. Before going to actual content of this unit, let us discuss about fundamentals called as prerequisite. If x1, x2, x3, etc. xn are n values of variable x, then first one, we can calculate mean of x, which is x bar equal to summation of x upon n. We can calculate standard deviation of x denoted by SD, which is equal to sigma suffix x, which is equal to formula square root of summation in bracket x minus x bar bracket square upon n. Thirdly, we can calculate variance of x by the formula v of x is a symbol which is equal to square of standard deviation of x. Now pause the video and write the answer to the question. Question is, compute the mean of the observation x having the value 56, 59, 53, 58, 65, 78 and 58. I hope you written the answer. Let us see the solution. Here formula to calculate the mean is mean x equal to summation of x upon n, and here summation of x means sum of all values of x. When we add all the given value of x, we get answer 427. Here n is total number of values of x. There are 7 values of x given in the problem, so that n equal to 7, and substitute these two values in the above formula. We get mean of x equal to 427 upon 7, which is equal to 61. Now let us consider the first content of the topic, coefficient of correlation by Karl Pearson method. Before going to the definition of coefficient of correlation, first of all see the meaning of correlation. Correlation is nothing but dependence. Most of the problems in practice are correlated. Most of the variables in practice are correlated. In a bivariate data, if the change in one variable affects a change in other variable, then the variables are said to be correlated. For example, correlation between rainfall and yield of crop. So yield of crop totally depends on amount of rainfall. Second example, correlation between petrol consumption and mileage of a car. So mileage of a car depends on consumption of the petrol. So other example, you can say that expenditure and income. When income increases, expenditure also increases, and when income decreases, expenditure also decreases. So that expenditure, it depends on income or a source of a family, so that they are correlated. Now bivariate data. What is meant by bivariate data? A data relating to two variates are called bivariate data. Now let us see types of correlation. First one, positive and negative correlation. Now what is meant by positive correlation? If both the variables change in same direction, then the correlation is called positive correlation. What it means? That is, if as one variable increases, then other also increases in the same direction. As one variable decreases, the other also decreases. So such type of the correlation is said to be positive correlation. For example, correlation between advertising and sales of a particular goods. If there is a more advertisement about that goods, then there will be more sale. So sales of a particular goods depends on its advertisement, so that these are correlated in the same direction. If advertisement decreases, is less, then there is a less sale. So this type of the correlation is a positive correlation, because there is a change in the same direction. Now what about negative correlation? If both the variables change in opposite direction, then the correlation is called negative correlation. That means if as one variable increases, then other decreases, and if one variable decreases, other increases. So here changes is in opposite direction. That's why this type of the correlation is said to be negative correlation. For example, correlation between volume and pressure of a perfect gas. See that when volume increases, then pressure decreases. When volume decreases, then pressure increases. Isn't it? So here the direction of correlation is in opposite. That's why it is called as negative correlation. Second type, linear and non-linear correlation. This is based upon the nature of the graph of the relation between the variables. If the graph is straight line, then the correlation is called linear. And if the graph is a curve, then the correlation is called non-linear. Now let us consider the particular content, coefficient of correlation. What is meant by coefficient of correlation? The numerical expression for the measure of correlation between variables is called coefficient of correlation, and it is denoted by R. There are various methods to compute coefficient of correlation. But as per our syllabus, we can find coefficient of correlation between two variables when the variables are correlated by using Karl Pearson method. Therefore, by Karl Pearson method, coefficient of correlation R is obtained by formula R equal to summation of x into y upon n minus in bracket summation of x upon n bracket close into in another bracket summation of y upon n bracket close upon square root of summation x square upon n minus in bracket summation of x upon n bracket square into in another square root summation y square upon n minus in bracket summation y upon n bracket close and square of bracket. Denote this equation by 1, where x and y are the values of the variables and n be the number of pairs of variables x and y. So this is the important formula we have to remember to calculate R. Now let us remember the note about coefficient of correlation. First one, the value of R is always lies between -1 and 1. That is -1 less than R less than 1. Second, if R is equal to 1, then there is a perfect positive correlation between the variable. Third, if value of R is equal to -1, then there is a perfect negative correlation between the variable. Fourth, if value of R equal to 0, then there is no correlation between the two variables. And one thing you should remember that neither we will get value of R equal to 1 exactly, nor we will get R equal to -1 exactly. So value of R lies between -1 and +1. Now fifth note, there is a short form of formula of calculating R, that is R equal to summation of x into y, here x and y capital, upon under root in bracket summation of x square into in another bracket summation of y square, where capital X equal to small x minus its mean x bar and capital Y equal to small y minus its mean y bar. Let us consider the example 1. Find the coefficient of correlation between x and y from the data. N equal to 25, summation x equal to 120, summation x square 650, summation y 100, summation y square equal to 450, and summation of x into y is 500. Here directly values are given. Now to calculate R, we have to substitute these values in the formula of coefficient of correlation R by Karl Pearson method. So this is our formula. In this we have to substitute the given data directly. We get R equal to 500 by 25 minus 120 upon 25 into 100 upon 25 divided by in square root 650 upon 25 minus in bracket 120 upon 25 bracket square into another square root 450 upon 25 minus bracket 100 upon 25 bracket square, which is equal to in numerator 20 minus 4.8 into 4 and in denominator square root 26 minus 4.8 square into another square root 18 minus 4 square. Now use the calculator to simplify. We get numerator 0.8 and in denominator 2.4331, which gives R equal to 0.328798652. Approximately R equal to 0.3288. This is the required value of R. To prepare the video lecture, I refer this book. Thank you.